introduction of Andre Agassi, 10 years after his French Open championship. That most memorable final coming from 2 sets down to beat Andre Medvedev. Steffi Graf presented the Coupe Suzanne Lenglen yesterday to Sveta Kuznetsova. And now Andre will present the hardware. And what a most worthy finalist, Robin Soderling.
Et il remporte son 14e tournoi du Grand Chelem. Le premier à Roland-Garros, celui qui lui manquait pour le devenir le 6e homme de l'histoire, a remporté au moins une fois tous les tournois du Grand Chelem, le Suisse Roger Federer.
Federer finally heard the word vainqueur, champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Switzerland. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous allons vous demander de vous lever pour écouter, en l'honneur du vainqueur, l'hymne national de la Suisse.
Does that picture leave any doubt how much he wanted this? He heard that same anthem played at the Olympics last year when he won gold in doubles. Well, what an incredible meaning to hear that anthem for him today.
Hello, everybody. First of all, Roger, really congratulations. You you really gave me a lesson on how to play tennis today. And
Roger, tout d'abord, félicitations, bravo, tu m'as donné une leçon comment jouer au tennis aujourd'hui.
And to me, you're the greatest player in history, so you really deserve to win this title.
Pour moi, tu es le plus grand joueur de l'histoire et tu mérites amplement ce titre.
It was, you know, yesterday me and my coach were joking. You know, you beat me 9 times in a row before this match. So we were joking and saying nobody can beat me 10 times in a row. But we were wrong. But yes, for so yes, for you know, for next time we play, you know, nobody can beat me 11 times in a row. I promise you.
Voilà, et on a regardé avec mon coach hier sur les statistiques, tu m'avais battu 9 fois de suite et je disais non, personne ne peut me battre 10 fois de suite. Bon, maintenant que c'est fait, on va voir, je pense que personne ne pourra me battre 11 fois de suite.
And then to everybody in my box, thank you for all your support during these 2 weeks. Special thanks to Magnus, my coach.
Pour mon équipe, merci vraiment de ce soutien pendant ces 2 dernières semaines et particulièrement à Magnus, Norman, mon entraîneur.
And Ali, my fitness coach, Jenny, my girlfriend, thank you very much.
Mon préparateur physique et ma petite amie, merci vraiment.
And of course also my parents who came here today just for this match. You know, you gave me so much support since I started play tennis, and I'm very sure that without you I wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much.
Merci à mes parents. Merci à mes parents qui m'ont soutenu depuis que je joue au tennis. Merci, sans vous je ne serais pas là aujourd'hui.
You know, there are so many I would like to say thank you to, but you know, everybody who made this tournament so good, the organizations. I mean, this is for me the best tournament in the world, and I always enjoy to play here, and I will for many years to come. Thank you.
Et je voudrais remercier vraiment tous ceux qui font que ce tournoi est possible. Merci à l'organisation. Pour moi, c'est le plus grand tournoi du monde, et je reviendrai tant que je pourrai ici.
And at last, all of you who came out here today, or not only today, during the whole tournament, you're really putting a great atmosphere to this event, and I'm really feeling like home playing here. Not only because of the weather, because of you, I guess.
Je voudrais vous
Thank you
remercier.
very much. See you in 1 year.
Merci à toutes et à tous d'être venus. Vous avez mis une ambiance extraordinaire durant tout ce tournoi. Je me sens vraiment à la maison, pas uniquement à cause du temps, mais parce que merci vraiment d'avoir soutenu. Et rendez-vous l'année prochaine. Au micro, Roger Federer.
Bonjour. Oui, ça fait du bien d'être sur le podium comme vainqueur pour une fois. Je sais, c'est très difficile de le faire, mais c'est un moment magique. Mais j'aimerais d'abord dire que merci de m'avoir fait rigoler un peu pendant cette présentation. Ça va m'aider de bien parler pendant cette cérémonie, parce que j'ai déjà eu mes difficultés dans le passé. Would like to congratulate
First, I'd like to say thanks for welcoming me here
players on the way, and it's always hard to lose in the finals, but
and supporting
it's an incredible surprise for everyone, and I hope
my
you
effort.
keep a great run up for many more years to come, not just a couple of weeks. So all the best and congratulations.
Félicitations Robin, tu as battu tellement de grands joueurs dans ce tournoi, bravo, et continue comme ça, pas uniquement pour les moments à venir, mais pour les années à venir.
And of course, I'd like to thank Andre for being here. It means the world to me. We've had some great matches over the years, and for you to be here, you're the last man to win all 4 Grand Slams. I know now I can relate to what it really feels like, and you're a hell of a guy, and I wish you all the best with your private life. And it's a pity you're not playing anymore, but I don't miss you because you know you're here today, so it's great to see you.
André, on a joué de grands matchs ensemble. Tu es un grand joueur, le dernier à avoir remporté tous
How
les
good is
tournois
Federer?
du
Who
Grand
else could
Chelem.
pull off a
Je te souhaite beaucoup de choses dans ta
bilingual
vie privée, et
podium
c'est dommage que tu ne
ceremony?
joues plus, heureusement d'ailleurs, parce que
C'est un peu plus difficile peut-être, on ne sait pas. Surtout ici. Après, j'aimerais remercier mon équipe. Qu'est-ce que je peux dire? Vous êtes incroyables.
We'd like to thank his
Merci d'être
team.
venus. Bien sûr, c'est une longue carrière que je joue déjà pendant beaucoup d'années. Alors il faut aussi beaucoup de gens qui me soutiennent. Bien sûr, Pierre, Seve, Gary,
Talking about a long
Yves,
career
Reto,
here.
Tony, sorry. So many people helped me, and of course my lovely wife, who's pregnant. Thank you.
tous ces gens qui m'ont aidé, et particulièrement ma charmante femme qui est enceinte.
Mes parents, bien sûr, c'est normal. Eux, ils ont tout fait pour que je puisse être joueur de tennis. Après toutes les légendes du tennis, tous les directeurs de tournois, ceux qui ont
Thanking
fait
his parents,
rendu
did
les choses
everything to
possibles pour moi
further
de
his
pouvoir
tennis
jouer au
career.
tennis et d'avoir du plaisir dans ma vie. Alors j'aimerais vous remercier tous parce que c'est pas normal. Et voilà, un énorme merci à tous les légendes du tennis.
saying that his parents made it all possible for him to pursue tennis and changed his life. Thanks to
La coupe devient un peu lourde.
all the people in tennis.
Je vais essayer d'arrêter bientôt. Mais j'aimerais vous remercier énormément. Vous avez mis beaucoup de pression sur mes épaules, mais vous étiez là pendant cette quinzaine. Je ne sais pas comment je peux vous remercier, mais je crois le titre, j'espère, c'est un tout petit quelque chose. En tout cas, moi, je suis régalé.
Joking that the Coupe des Mousquetaires is heavy, so he has to stop talking. And thanking everyone and said to see them next year. You know what
weight
stands
off
out?
his shoulders now, a weight over his shoulders.
And what stands out in that shot, they would not have played how much of this match if this were Wimbledon. They played through this light rain. It's heavier now than it was at any point in the match. John McEnroe is on the court now awaiting the two players just as the rain is really intensifying.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you, John.
I'll tell you, it is pretty nasty out here. I think we're thankful that this match was done and over, especially Mr. Roger Federer, that great champion, because it's really coming down. It is tough for us to tell up in that glass, but I'd be hard to play right now, that's for sure. NBC, I'm sending you a bill for this suit.
Have you ever heard anything like
Wow.
that? So adequately handling a public trophy presentation like that in two languages? And
I thought he was going to go into Swiss German for a second there for his fans in Switzerland. It's amazing. The guy's so easy for him to go from one to another, and he just does everything right. It seems like class act, and I must say Soderling handled it really well. Also pretty funny.
Well, it's been a breakthrough 2 weeks, obviously, for Robin Soderling, and it's now the summit for Federer has tied Sampras, one to break, but finally to win this one. John, you've said no doubt. Mary, where do you chime in on that greatest of all time?
Oh, he's a good pick. I'd like to reserve judgment till after Rafa Nadal's career.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he's obviously on track to do some magnificent things in the sport, but how can you deny the absolute fluency for the sport that Roger Federer has? It's a beautiful thing to see.
And respect that is so apparent that he has for the sport, for those who played, and his turn. All right, John Soderling. John?
All right, Ted, I'm here at the Ronald Robinson. Great effort, class speech there. Tell me about what happened in this match, your assessment.
It was tough, it's always tough to play Roger. He really played well today, and he didn't give me any chances at all. I had a few chances in the second set, but overall he played too well for me today.
Was it the occasion a little bit? You played more matches in this tournament than you ever had before, a tough physical five-setter. Tell me how that affected you.
Physically, I feel fine, but it's a new situation for me playing a Grand Slam final, and to playing against the best player of all time. I think it's tough, but it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully I will play a lot of big matches, more big matches in my career.
Well, I know you believed yourself before, Robin, and the way you played here, you got a lot to be proud of, and we'd like to see you back it up. You should be a top 10 player at least. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I showed to not only to myself, to everybody that when I play my best tennis, I think I belong in the top 10. It's just a matter of doing that every week from every tournament. So I think my game has been more consistent the last couple of months. So hopefully I can build on this, and in a few weeks' time, a few months, I find myself in the top 10.
All right, last question. What way do you see yourself? You need to get better to handle a guy. You're 0-10. I know. I like your line. No one beats Soderling 11 times in a row. What would you have to do to beat him? Very good.
I'm working a lot on my movement around the court. When I play aggressive, not many people can have me on the run, but Roger can. That's why maybe he beat me so many times. So I need to start continue working on my movement, and hopefully it will get better, and I will maybe give Roger a good match next time.
Keep it up, and congratulations on a great effort, Robin. Yeah. All right, back to you, Ted.
And in Roger Federer's mind right now, let it rain. You get a feeling he'd love to sit there all day into the night. finally holding the Coupe de Mousquetaire after watching Rafa for 3 straight years during this ceremony.
You know, it's something, Ted, I saw him do on Eurosport, on one of the big European sports channels here. He was given a quiz, and he knew the first match he ever played here. He remembered his first junior match here and his first open match here. They were giving all kinds of trivia questions. Then they asked him what the name is on that cup. What's the name of the Roland Garros? He didn't know that, because he had never seen it before. He had never held it before.
He never had it.
Now he's going to know the name of this.
Well, you notice one thing? He's not letting go. He's not letting go of it, John.
All right, guys, I think you called it for Ted. Roger, you got to feel like you're on cloud nine, like you can fly right now. Amazing.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. It's, I guess, the most satisfying victory in my life, next to my first Wimbledon, I think, because that was so emotional, so in a way unexpected, and this one there was so much pressure involved, and for so many years I've been trying so hard to get this title. So in the end, to get it, it's just unbelievable.
How does it feel? There's not a lot of people, I don't think anyone that feel. How does it feel to be called the greatest player of all time? I think that title is yours. I believe it's the case. There's a lot of other people, great champions here. Tell me what you're feeling about that.
Well, obviously, I mean, it feels nice. I mean, I've always been very proud already to be called one of the greatest of all time, you know, just because I've had so many Grand Slams, I've had so many dominant seasons, you know, and it's just hard to do, and to stay healthy, to keep the drive and everything. It's just, it's great to be up there. Now the question is, am I the greatest of all time? We don't know, but I definitely have many things going for me, because I've now finally won on all 4 in all 4 Grand Slams, and I'm particularly happy reaching, you know, to Pete's 14. I'm sure he's watching, so hey Pete, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Yeah, what do you have to say to Pete now, tied 14 up?
I'm sure he's happy for me. He's been texting me all the time, you know, wishing me luck. Hopefully I'm going to match it, and so he's happy for me. I'm happy to be there with him, and he's such a phenomenal player, and like I said, also you know, you created this game as well, so thanks to you all for sticking around so long and creating those records.
Did you ever doubt, Roger, last year you lost pretty badly? By the way, can I hold that aside? I never held it.
Heavy.
Just to say, okay, just to see what it felt like. It's a lot lighter, but did you ever doubt in your own mind? There was people that were starting to doubt you. You got beat pretty badly in the 3rd final last year, that you'd be in this position holding this heavy cup.
Well, how does it work? I mean, you lose the match, you go off to the grass right away, you play maybe a tournament or you don't. But actually, you kind of forget about clay right away, because you move away from it. You know, you're on a different surface. But I think I felt it maybe the first year when I lost in the final against Rafa. I was like, man, how many more chances do I need to get the title? You know, and it's hard, because you got to wait 1 year. For the Olympics, it's like 4 years, so it's even worse. But I always believed in it, but it becomes, I guess, harder with time, you know, and even though people said I always got to go through Rafa to win this title, I knew it wasn't particularly the case, because you can't be in every Grand Slam final. Of course, on clay, he's such a dominant player, but so I'm happy to have come through myself. You know, I've had a tough draw. Of course, it's not Nadal on the other side of the net, but I beat him, you know, a couple of weeks ago in clay, so I really feel like I deserve it.
A week ago, when Nadal lost to your opponent here today, did you feel a little bit more pressure on your shoulders, because everyone's going to say you were going to win it, or were you popping some major bottles of champagne right there?
No, that's not. No, I don't ever wish that a guy loses. You know, I think that's mean. But you know, I was. How do I say? I mean, I kind of was relieved, because I knew he was going to be the hardest one to beat. But after that, you know, all the press were jumping on me, saying, "Okay, I mean, if you don't win this year, you're a bad player," kind of thing. You know. So for me to come through in the end, I felt like I was just played 3-4 finals of French Opens this week. You know, because everybody expected me to win. So it's an unbelievable relief of pressure right now, and that's why I'm smiling.
Andre Agassi, who's a great champion, obviously had a lot of great matches. He said a couple words to you there. Could you share what he said to you on the ceremony stand there?
Just really happy. You know, we have a lot of respect for each other. I mean, he was one of the guys I played against, you know, so for him to give the trophy away, he was such a great personality, you know, we dearly miss him in the sport, you know, so for him to be here today means the world to me. He also had the feeling like it was destiny, like when he won, I think, you know, he was supposed to lose a couple of matches also, I remember, and I said, I'm not going to say that lucky, you know, I don't want to take anything away from him, but it's exactly what happened with me this last 2 weeks. I was so close of losing, and in the end you come through, and never ever somebody's going to question you again how those points were played early on in the match. You got the trophy, and that's what counts. So it's even raining right now. It probably be postponed till tomorrow. So it's like just had to be this year.
Did I actually hear you're playing a tournament next week? You can't possibly be doing that, are you?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the moment I'm feeling okay, but I mean, you figure I got to go home and celebrate, right? I mean, I just got to do it, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, listen, I just want to say, as a fellow tennis player, that it's a privilege to be standing next to you. You know, here in a winning to finally do this, it's well deserved. You're a class act, man. Just, I hope you keep playing for many more years, Roger.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much. Okay, Roger Federer, the great Roger Federer, greatest of all time. All right. Ted, Mary, back to you. It's true.
Yeah. I have to say one thing. Roger said, didn't I just hear him say no one can be in every Grand Slam final?
Yeah.
How many other players just cringed when he heard him say that? He's been in 15 of the last 16. Oh, what a day. And, yeah, amidst rain, those are those tears of joy this time for Roger Federer. How nice is that? That long answer he gave, John, I somehow sensed he did have the slightest bit of doubt that he might ever enjoy this day. But he is the French Open champion, Roger Federer. The moment to have two people holding that cup for the first time, Roger Federer and John McEnroe.
Oh, boy.
You can tell you can't blame Roger Federer one bit for not wanting to let it go. And that is what has happened today, tying Sampras. The career slam still looking good, and suddenly the doubt about catching and surpassing Pete, I think that doubt pretty much got erased today.
Sure did. And just the way, here's a couple of final numbers, how well he played. He only lost 17 points on serve. He wasn't broken. Served at 66%. 41 winners, 24 unforced. I mean, was that his easiest match of the whole tournament?
Absolutely. That was Federer on Sunday. That's the reputation. That's why he holds all those cups and trophies. A Sunday genius. More from Wimbledon coming, more from the French Open. So accustomed to doing this at the other majors. 5 times he's done that at Wimbledon. And today, finally finding his holy grail, the only thing in this sport he did not own. And now he stands at the top. Roger Federer, a career slam, 14 major titles. And as he himself told John McEnroe, you forget about the clay pretty quickly, because the tennis world, starting in about a day, will shift its attention to grass and Wimbledon, where last year Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal engaged the classic match in the history of this sport. And so today we're going to kind of set you up for Wimbledon by having a chance to relive parts of that final. Let's pick up the play from last and how close he was. And I never thought he was going to get out of the Haas match. I don't know how both of you felt. And yet today he just comes out and leaves absolutely no doubt.
Well, when you're 5 points from defeat and you're playing with a lack of energy, there's definitely doubt. And even his mind. And that, not surprisingly, coincided with the loss of Nadal and all the expectations swinging over to him. And there had to be some doubt. I mean, that's one of the things I asked him. After he was thrashed by Nadal here, he'd lost 4 years in a row. And, hey, I'm not the only person that thought that Nadal was virtually unbeatable. I think that pretty much every other player on the tour was thinking the same thing. So when Soderling opened the door, initially, I remember an occasion where I played Chris Lewis in the finals of this insider thing here, but Kevin Kern was a great grass court player, and thinking, oh gosh, now I have to play Chris Lewis, and realizing as time went on, boy, isn't it good I'm playing Chris Lewis instead of the better player? And I think as this tournament went on, when he was able to get through Haas, Federer, all of a sudden he's like, wait a second, this is a good thing. I'm not going to have to play Nadal to win this.
Yeah, but John, you had to interview Roger after he lost that really tough Wimbledon final last summer. how much nicer was it to talk to him today? I mean, that was really something to watch.
There was some serious. It was a beautiful thing. I mean, I was almost for you, Ted. I was going to give him a hug, but I didn't want to get ridiculed in the press again.
No,
I thought about it.
You did?
It would have felt good.
Personally, I thought it would have played great. But holding the cup, just that was special.
That stung a
great.
bit. That stung a bit, but it was fun. And Roger, just the fact that he brought it over was rather amazing. And it was quite heavy. And it was just, God, it's nice to be down there as part of it. You feel like it's part of history.
You know, Roger Federer, we often talk about, I mean, you've probably all heard this ad nauseum, how magnificent a person this guy is, how great a champion he is. We just try to find new ways to prove it to you. So this is what happened here maybe 10 minutes ago. On the court, Roger Federer finished doing interviews with Swiss television and all sorts of
and
things.
It's teaming raining. Keep in mind that everyone is cleared out. They would have hung around except that it was raining so hard. Roger is hanging around. He's the helpers, the volunteer, the ball kids. This guy was. It was one of these rainy, crazy, raw days that he was just not ready to leave Court Philippe Chatrier in any kind of hurry. How gracious is he? He's hanging out. The kids, once they realized that there was a photo op, that Roger was willing to hang around, they just kept coming in. There were waves and waves of people that recognized that Roger was willing to be there and get his picture taken with him.
He wants to know whether or not you need him to come up to the booth for their fifth set to recall that fight.
The only thing he didn't do, I was waiting for him to drop down and do a clay angel.
like Gustavo Kirten did.
Just the fact he so wanted this. And I thought, John, you asked him a terrific question, and I thought in that rather long answer Roger gave that he did let loose that there might have been just the slightest doubt in his mind after last year that this day would happen.
Well, how could there not be? But he did point out, rightfully so, that there's a lot of tennis that's played before, in between the event, that there's a build-up to the tournament, that the reason that we play sports is it's unpredictable, and you never know what's going to happen. At the end of the day, 10 years from now, they're going to look and they're going to see his name as a winner, and it's not going to matter that he beat Robin Soderling or Rafa Nadal. He still tied Pete's record.
And after being kind of at least not dismissed, at least perhaps pushed off to the side a little bit by Rafa, it's Roger Federer that's now played in the last 5 Slam finals, and he holds 2 of the titles, 2 of the 4 currently right now. It's still ticking.
Did you notice, by the way, he had mentioned he beat Nadal in Madrid a few weeks earlier?
Yes. Well, Roger Federer is the French Open champion. He has tied Pete Sampras, and we're going to get back to last year's Wimbledon final next.